Israel and Iran war continues to escalate, with the West Asian force trading missiles and airstrikes for the past 2 days. How did it all unfold? Let's take a look.
On Friday, that is the 13th of June, Israel launched a targeted military operation called Rising Lion against Iran, striking at the heart of Tehran's ballistic missile program. In a video statement, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said the attack was to roll back the threat to Israel's very survival.
This operation will continue for as many days as it takes to remove this threat. For decades, the tyrants of Tehran have brazenly, openly called for Israel's destruction. They've backed up their genocidal rhetoric with a program to develop nuclear weapons.
The attack coincided with the efforts of the United States to actively lead negotiations with Tehran aimed at reaching a deal to restrict Iran's capacity to develop nuclear weapons. Among the sites targeted on day one was a vast underground uranium enrichment facility at Natanz. Another strike, Israel said, hit an Iranian plant in Isfahan, damaging infrastructure for reconverting enriched uranium. The series of strikes killed the head of the Revolutionary Guards, Hussein Salami, and Armed Forces Chief of Staff Mohammad Bagheri, with replacements swiftly named by Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. The Revolutionary Guards said its aerospace commander, Amir Ali Hajizadeh, was also killed. Hours thereafter, Iran retaliated with Operation True Promise, with IRGC saying it carried out attacks against dozens of Israeli targets, military centers and air bases. There were celebrations in Iran after strikes against Israel. Bright flames could be seen over Jerusalem and Tel Aviv as Israel's Iron Dome defense system sought to intercept the attacks. Khamenei said that Iran will inflict heavy blows after Israel launched the war.
Life will become bitter for them, without a doubt. They should not think they struck and it's over. No, they started this and triggered a war.
Netanyahu said Israel's fight is not with the Iranian people, but with the country's leadership.
More is on the way. The regime doesn't know what hit them. They don't know what will hit them.
Iran and Israel exchanged airstrikes with air raid sirens sounded in Tel Aviv and Jerusalem, and several explosions heard in Tehran. UN Secretary General said it was time to stop the escalation, but the two sides did not exercise restraint. Israeli military said the country's air force hit drones at targets in Tehran overnight, including surface-to-air missile infrastructure. Iran, while fighting Israel tooth and nail, warned that it will target United Kingdom, United States and France bases in the region if they defend Israel. This, as IDF said, it had killed 9 Iranian nuclear scientists and experts, also 20 Iranian military commanders. As tensions escalated, mediator Oman said the next round of US-Iran talks set for 15th of June will not go ahead. The two countries were preparing for another night of fire. Israeli media reported Iran's missile launch over 100 missiles, mainly targeting Tel Aviv and Haifa. Israel, on its part, targeted 2 of Iran's gas fields in southern Bushehr province. Also, Iran's nuclear infrastructure sites as well as the country's defense ministry headquarters in Tehran. Amid this, US President Donald Trump has distanced the United States, saying it has nothing to do with Israeli attacks on Iran, but has warned of a response of levels never seen before if US is attacked in any way, form or shape. The question now is, what turn will this new war take? Will it spread any further, pulling in the United States and UK? Well, it remains to be seen. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
Well, we were earlier joined by experts around the globe on the ongoing Israel-Iran conflict, and this is what they told us.
Mark is entirely right, because he is underlining the real threat from the Russian side, from the experience of a war in Ukraine over the last years now. if you take into consideration that the Russians have today 200 to or 300 hypersonic missiles, they have about 350 intercontinental missiles and 200 from submarines and 300 to 600 cruise missiles to continue any attack. You see that through these attacks, the NATO countries are really threatened.
It might be too little, too late. I mean, the U.S. and our allies have been reaching out to Iran for a decade now, trying to come to an agreement. I thought the JCPOA in 2015 was a really bad deal and would not have ended the Iranian or the regime's attempts to acquire a nuclear bomb. Here we are 10 years later, and I think that, you know, any messages from Iran, with the exception of we will stop developing a nuclear weapon, anything but that, I think, will be a non-starter with the U.S. and with Israel.
You know, the devil rests in the details. We have to see the details first, and to be sure that Iran will never, and I mean never, never in the future, have anything connected to nuclear weapons. Only if this is achieved, we might stop attacking Iran. And look, Iran is a giant country. The population is 10 times compared to Israel. The space of Iran is like 30 times compared to Israel. The economic capabilities of Iran are giant. Yet, they are launching missiles which are actually dumb missiles, very heavy, very dangerous. They kill here and there, but they kill women and children.
There is still potential for things to escalate further, and it's important that so far the US has been saying that it's not directly involved. That means Iran still has something left to lose, and it could still be restrained in the way that it is retaliating. Right now, as you're showing, Iran is striking Israel directly, but its missile capability has been degraded by the Israeli strikes. Its other options basically are to widen the war by attacking others. Now, that could include, based on things we've seen in the past,
Israel has taken this conflict to Iran, holding it accountable for its regional aggression, because it identified that Iran was beginning to assemble a nuclear weapon, and it would be too late if Israel didn't act now. So if the Iranians want to act in good faith to dismantle their nuclear weapons project and enrichment, that would be a very positive step. Otherwise, Israel is going to dismantle it for them.